Tyler, Mitchell, Taylor and Ashley, Christian, and then Shelby. Okay, so we're going to start. All right, so at least recently in the news, I've been seeing a lot of stories about different cases of abuse. Family members suspecting that their family member is being abused, people not taking it seriously, officials not listening to them. So they put a hidden camera in the family member's room, and they use that to catch the CNA that's abusing their family member, and they turn it into authorities, and that's how they're getting action taken. So we're going to talk about the elder abuse today and what we can do to prevent it. I'm an HR specialist for a non-medical home health company, so I understand the importance of preventing abuse. That's why it's very important to me. So let's get started. We have a need. We have a problem of abuse. Hayat El-Nesser's article, Abuse Risk Grows as USA Grays, she informs us that the elderly are the most rapid growing population that we have, which makes them prime targets for abuse. According to the NCEA, in a study of over 2,000 nursing home residents, they reported that 44% had been abused and 95% were neglected. At this rate, abuse, if nothing is done, it's only going to get worse. The fact that the baby boomers generation is rapidly approaching us, if nothing is done, we're just going to have more problems with abuse. So what can be done to prevent abuse? Installing a surveillance cam, or what's noted as a nanny cam. According to Care.com's article, Nanny Cam, Yes or No, she states that it's illegal in all 50 states as long as it's not in a private area such as the bathroom. So if it's in somebody's home, as long as the caregiver that is there, as long as it's not in their bedroom if they stay there, and in the bathroom, it's okay to have a surveillance camera. The New York Times released an article entitled Watchful Eye in Nursing Homes. They mentioned that monitoring is the last step that family members will take to report abuse and to take action for it because they feel like nobody is listening to them. By putting surveillance cameras in their rooms and in the homes of elderly who have in-home care, we're going to catch the abuse at the source instead of waiting until it's too late. So if we have it in there to begin with, we're going to catch it as soon as it's happening. Sharon Stark also tells us in her article, Screening, Intervention, and Prevention, that providing education programs for nursing assistants as well as the public is also going to help in the prevention of abuse. So how is this going to affect us? By putting in these cameras, yes, it's going to help reduce the abuse rate, and here's an example. When I worked at a private care facility, it was an Alzheimer's unit, I had the nursing aide who was training me approach a door for the next person we were to care for. And she said, when we go into this room, you need to be on your best behavior. Doing everything properly, making sure you're speaking to her kindly. And I asked her, why? Why would we treat this person any different than we would any other resident we're taking care of? And she said, well, her room's under 24-hour surveillance. Her family had caught her being abused, and so now she's under watch. So every nurse aide that went into that room in particular made sure they were on their A game. And this is exactly why it's going to be useful. As long as the nurse aides know that they're being watched, they're going to make sure that they're taking the appropriate steps and following policy and procedure. And by them doing this, I mean, if somebody is irresponsible enough to break the rules and break policy and not give proper care, they're going to be caught as soon as they neglect or abuse a resident. And also by providing education, you're going to have informed workers as well as an informed society, which is really important. And by having caregivers who are following policy and taking proper care of residents, we're going to have confident workers, as well as our residents are going to have confidence in the workers that are taking care of them. They're going to feel comfortable and cared for by the person taking care of them. So my call to action to you, I want you to write your local officials. writing letters is the first step in getting action taken. If we're not raising awareness and bringing attention to the cause, then nothing is going to be done. So writing our local officials requesting that cameras be mandated for nursing home facilities, whether it's private or public, and as well as for our seniors who are staying in their home and having care come to them. Another request that we need to make to our local officials is to provide a sort of funding to help offset the cost for these facilities to get the cameras put in, as well as make funding available for elderly who maybe can't afford to have these cameras put in their home. So this, the first step is going to be to write our local officials. So again, we have this problem of abuse. The baby boomers are approaching us, and our time to act is now. So I encourage you to take the step and write your local officials. Okay, we have Tyler, we have Mitchell, we have Taylor, Christian, Shelby. What was the time on that?